Microsoft Word. It is very important for CSN students to know how to use Microsoft Word because most instructors require that assignments are submitted in Microsoft Word. If students learn about Microsoft Word before the semester begins, they can spend more time on course content and less time learning how to use this Microsoft Word program. For helpful tips, students can go to csn.edu and search for Learning Remotely. And it looks like this. There's a Microsoft Office, and students can download Microsoft Office to their desktop. Also, students can go to CSN student email, which is found in Go CSN. And it looks something like this. And in your CSN student email, you can click on Go to Word. So you can find Word in your email. You can download it to your desktop. And you can even use free programs online. At the top of this page, click on Enhance Your Skills and look for Office Training Center and Microsoft Word Training. This gives helpful tutorials, so check them out. I'm going to open a Microsoft Word document, and the first thing I want to do is save as my document so that I don't lose it. I'm going to label it ESL 139 Essay 1 Rough Draft. It changes the title at the top. Then I'm going to write a heading at the top of my paper. It looks like this. Some instructors require the heading to be on the left, and some require it to be on the right. Be sure to talk to your instructor. If I want to move this over to the right, I'm going to need to use some of these options. So I'm going to click Home, for example, and I'd like to see these options stay up here at the top. So I'm going to pin the ribbon. Now I can see my ribbon of options and my toolbars. To get this to the right, I can highlight and I can go to Home and I can look for Increase Indent. And if I go too far, then I can go back. Then at the end of my rough draft, I put the cursor and I press Enter. And now my cursor is appearing here. So I have two options. I can go back the other way, like this, or I can move this bar here. Notice that this is set at 1-inch margins. Here's the number 1, and this is 1 inch. From here to here is 1 inch as well. If I want to change my margins, I go to Layout and I select Margins. It's currently at 1 inch. If I want 0.5, I can select that too. However, the standard for college is 1 inch. Again, confirm with your instructor and confirm if your instructor requires MLA or APA or anything else. Now I'm going to place a title at the top of my page. I've chosen The Scary Ride. It's a little difficult to see, and that's because my size is only at 60. So I could use the plus to increase the size, and this is not increasing the font size. This is only increasing the page size. If I wanted to increase the font size, I would come over here and I could either select all or I could highlight what I want to increase. And I can select size 12. Now that I have the correct font size, I want to center my title. This is very easy to center. Some students make a mistake by pressing the space bar, but that is the wrong way to go about that. To center the title properly, you should put your cursor in front or highlight, and then come over here to center. Voila. Now your cursor is at the end here. So you can press enter and put your cursor back to the align left. You can now begin typing your story, but you want to set your paper up correctly. So the first line of each paragraph should be indented. And this is very easy to do. Simply press TAB or tab on your computer. And notice that it indented. Also, you can highlight and you can choose double space. Please do not press enter to make double spaces on your computer. Instead, the correct way is to highlight and come over here, push the down arrow, and look for number 2. Notice that my text is changing from 1 to 2. Also, your instructor may require you to insert a page number, and we do that in the heading. We double click at the top of the page. You can use your last name if your instructor requires you to use a certain format like APA or MLA, or you could just do the page number. And then you come over here to insert, select page number, top of page. You may need to type your name again if it disappears. Then you can put your cursor and you can move it wherever you want, depending on your instructor's requirements. And then you select off of it. And then when you get to the next page, enter all the way, you're going to see that it's 2, page 2 already, automatically. To make my works cited, I'm going to go to the second page, type in works cited, and then I'm going to center this. And I'm going to come back over here, and now I'm ready to enter my citations. If I'm reading a journal article, for example, there's going to be an option for citations from the CSN library. So I'm going to click on Cite, and I'm going to make sure my MLA 8th edition is chosen because that's what my instructor requires. And then the citation comes here. I'm going to highlight the citation, right-click, and copy. I'm going to come back to my document, right click, and paste. I can keep source formatting, I can merge formatting, or I can keep text only. So now it's not in the hanging indent that my instructor requires. So I'm going to highlight it one more time. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to paragraph. And then I'm going to choose this special option and hanging, and watch how the first line doesn't move, but the other lines do. Okay. And this is how the works cited should be set up for MLA per my instructor's syllabus requirements. Another requirement that my instructor has is that the font is in Times New Roman. Now, I can set that up in the beginning, but if I forget, I can simply highlight everything, come over here, and press Times New Roman. And now my font has changed. Notice that when I change the font, the works cited, which should be at the top of the separate page, accidentally came onto the page with the essay. Now, as you enter and delete information from your essay, this could move up and down. To prevent that from happening, we can simply do this. We go to Insert, Pages, and Page Break. Now, no matter what you do, this will always be at the top of the next page. It's just that easy. If you make a mistake, you can hit the back button. And then there's other things you can do to check your grammar and your spelling as well. If you see something underlined in blue, you can move your cursor and then right click and it'll give you suggestions. Now I have my rough draft page set up and my works cited page set up, and I can add to both of them. So I hope this helps you. Make sure that you talk to your instructor, read the syllabus, and understand all of the requirements for the assignment and how the assignment should be presented in Microsoft Word or something else. And if it is in Microsoft Word, be sure to inquire about the specific requirements the teacher has. Good luck.